Alright, let's get this video rolling. I'm live as well, so if you guys have any questions while I do this, just feel free to ask, because it might be questions that other people have anyway. So let's see. First of all, there is going to be new web packs for the web shop. This has been confirmed a few times, which means the old packs are going away completely. Which means, let me open up the web shop for you guys. Oh. Exactly, Master. Better stock up on those cicadas. So, if we go here, the bronze, silver, gold, and platinum packs, they are all going away. Apologies, I am a little bit tired today. But yes, these 4 packs will be destroyed. They will no longer exist, so you will no longer be able to get the weapon armor or the rewards from them. And they will be replacing them with 2 new packs. Only 2. No longer like a bunch of different packs that you can buy. And they are also streamlining the packs. So the information that we do have, I'm gonna read it to you guys, which is what was said during the LAN for people, and they have also posted this information in the streamer/content creator Discord. So it is not secret information, it is like open information for anyone, basically. Anyone that is willing to look for it. But from what Mindark has said, the goals with changing these packs were to reduce the confusing choices presented to new players. Because, like, as a new player, having... Actually, let me bring this up. I have the text here. So basically, like, as they say here, to a new player, 4 different options are confusing, and I very much agree with this. I don't like that there are 4 like distinct options. Like, if you are a new player, how would you know if you want to buy the platinum, gold, silver or bronze? Because you don't know anything about the game, so you don't even know what you are paying for. Which I agree with a lot. And they say that here, and which one you shouldn't get, or should get, and why. Another reason is that there is a lot of overlap between the packs, so you get duplicates of many items. And yes, that is true. For example, the gold and platinum, they are basically the same pack, except you get, I think you get a laser sight. I think that's it, pretty much, and more ammo. It is a very, very, very tiny difference in these 2. And it's still like a 45 $1 difference on them, which is... yeah, it's very confusing, so I agree with their reasoning for making a new one there. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Master. Most misleading part was them being labeled starter packs when even the most seasoned players kept buying them for the pills. Agreed. So, let's keep reading. A few items are just TT items, and I agree here as well, it's just why, basically. In that, at that point, you can just give PED instead. So, now we know the reasoning. So the new setup, which they will be doing, is they will have 2 packs, only 2 for now. One clear choice you start with, and then an upgrade to that pack, which gives you better versions of the items from the pack. So, which means more damage, more stuff, more armor. Oh, armor protection. Yeah, so better defense. The upgrade pack also has slightly higher learning periods on the gear, obviously, because they do more damage. Which also makes it logical to buy the first pack, and then when you can use the next thing, you can upgrade to it. If you want to. And let's jump to this part right now, because it's pretty important. The prices for the packs, it will be $10 and $20, which is a lot cheaper than the Platinum pack. Like, a lot cheaper. Because the Platinum is $75. And I do agree with this as well. Having like a buy-in to get started is very smart, and like they say here as well, if you wanted to spend $75, you can just buy the refill packs. Or the other kits that are on the web shop. Like these refill packs, you could buy boxes instead, or the ammo packs. You know, just random things on the shop. So one of the goals with this as well was to, as they say, reduce the cost per hour of play for new players compared to the existing ones. So they've been designed with that in mind, and I agree with this as well, that it's good for new players that aren't like, they don't know how the game works really, so they need to like save as much money as they can, like keep their pets as long as possible, which means this is gonna be very good for them. It is also, as they say, great for existing free-to-play or like low deposit players. And like they say here, maybe they're still like hunting punies or curbs or like some other small mob. Like they don't wanna hunt big, they wanna swunt. They just wanna chill, hunt some tiny mobs. So from their current tests from this, the new starter pack, which I guess would be the first one, I am not entirely sure if this is the like upgraded one or the regular one that they mean. Is 50% cheaper to run per hour, which is kinda wild that it's that much cheaper to run. But also really nice, which means the damage per pack is much higher. And as like a side note here, profession and slash theme specific starter kits will also be added later on though, not right now. One for Mind Force, for Taming, etc, etc. And mostly to serve as an introduction. Which makes sense, in my opinion. Like maybe you wanna start mining, so there's a miner starter pack, and you get like a mining tool, you get like maybe some, I don't know, you get some random shit that helps you with learning mining. And I think that makes a lot of sense. So, $10 and $20, 2 packs, no more 4 packs, no more gold, platinum, silver. Super interesting, but that is not all. A while ago, I don't actually know exactly when, but some of the items from the pack have been linked in-game officially by Mindar. So these are not like leaked things. This is like official linked things. So I thought we could check on them a little bit. And hello, Eudoria. Welcome. So we can check here. The Z12 Barbarella. Let's start out with this one. It does 7.1 damage per second, Mind Arc damage. Does a fair bit of damage. Nothing special. The new starter pack gun has a little less DPS, 4.8. Efficiency, tiny bit higher. And you can see here. Here's like one of the differences. You see the ammo burn. It's lower than half the cost. About the same range, like nothing special there really. Damage interval slightly changed, but yeah, not that much. Which is very cool. It also seems to have a much lower learning period, as you can see here. With the Barbarella, it was actually kinda not good to use it early on. Because it was maxed at level 5. This one is maxed at 0.5, so half to level 1 you're maxed on this one. So, let's compare it to the actual gun that you probably will be using instead, which is the adjusted Frontier Hunting Rifle, which is from the upgraded pack, which has 8 DPS, so a little bit higher than the Barb. And let's compare. Higher efficiency. And as you can see here as well, this is basically the new version. Both are maxed at level 5. But as you can see here, same attack speed, about the same range again. Ammo burn though is actually lower than the Barbarella, but you do more damage, which means the DPP will be slightly higher, which is what they said as well, that it will be much cheaper to run this setup, which is very cool. But also, when you buy the new pack, you don't only get the rifles, you also get a combat knife in the pack, which is about the same DPS as the Barb and the Frontier rifle. 60 efficiency, very quick attack speed, 78, and nothing special there really. I am actually, when I'm looking at it now, I'm slightly sad that it doesn't use ammo. That is actually something I should ask them about. Because it would make sense if they actually used ammo. It would make more sense at least. Especially early on, a lot of your rewards are in uni ammo. Which means you couldn't use this. Which would be slightly... It wouldn't be the biggest deal, but it would be annoying. So maybe that's something they can look into, since these packs aren't out yet. It would definitely be interesting to see if they could maybe change that somehow. Because it would be better for everyone if that was the case. But really nice to see you getting like a melee option as well as the rifle. Let's do some of the less interesting things. You get a clothing set, you get boots, fancy looking boots, you get the coat, the cape, you get the pants and the jacket. I'm not sure why they call it a shirt, it's clearly a jacket. And you also get a attack mind force chip, which is low damage, nothing special, just something to kill things with, basically. Which is cool. More choices is always good. And remember, all of this is like both packs together is $30. First pack is 10, second is 20. You also get an untextured armor right now, which gives pretty decent defenses, not like the most uber thing, but definitely not too bad. Gives 5 burn, 4 cut, 5 impact, 4 pen, and 4 stab. And it has 10,000 durability on it, and very low TT. It also gives 16% run speed. There is also a non-adjusted of this armor, of course, from the cheaper armor, which does not have the run speed and slightly lower defenses. But I don't think it matters that much. Like, looking at a lower armor than this basically does nothing. But this is definitely like, you can wear this if you're just casually running around, getting the run speed. It's not gonna decay much. It's just very all around decent, I would say. And then you also get a very interesting healing tool, in my opinion. The adjusted first aid pack Frontier. Pretty decent heal interval, 21 to 28, and 24 uses. Let me see, yes, I do have my... Let's compare it to the S10. which you get for doing an early mission. I would say the healing is quite similar. The S10 is faster, but heals less and has a slight heal over time. Whereas this one heals chunkier, but less often. Nothing really special. The S10 is like hyper easy to get. You can get it within like the first hour of playing. So I don't think the heal tool is gonna be like a game changer, but it's always nice that it's like a little bit better if maybe you don't know about the S10 or until you get the S10. This one is gonna be very nice. And let us go to the most interesting part in my opinion, which is the Frontier Restoration Chip. It is basically a smaller version of the adjusted restoration chip, which is very interesting that they decided to add one of these to the web shop items. It is much more expensive to click, 2.5 times more expensive, about, and it heals 4 times less, if that's how you say that. So it heals 50 as the max over 30 seconds, which means it's about 1.5 HP approximately per second. So it is not gonna be super strong, but considering it is gonna be very interesting to see, because I think this could be extremely useful for a lot of people, because the adjusted resto chip, it can actually be a bit much healing for a lot of people that don't have a lot of health. Because it lasts for 30 seconds, the overheal can be a lot, although it doesn't cost that much to click. But for earlier players, this chip is gonna be, I think, like a big game changer. Especially for doing like smaller mobs in large packs. This is gonna be extremely useful. It is very interesting, I think, that they are adding one of these to the pack. And let's see, I think there are a few other items that were linked. I mean, yes, you do get a car, as before. You get the Mind Force implant, of course, so you can use your healing and your attack chip. Here you have the regular armor. It has 8% run speed and lower defenses, of course. And this one is not untextured. I think the look of it is actually pretty decent. Not too bad at all. Let's see, is there anything else? You get these pills. Not sure how many, if it's just one or multiple. They give 10% run speed, HP regeneration, 50% skill gain, and 40 meter auto loot for over 2 days, which is kinda crazy, honestly. These are very, very nice, these pills. So if you get multiple of these, 50% skill gains for 2 days, it is gonna be extremely strong. And depending on how many, people might actually buy multiple of the packs just for these pills, because they seem extremely valuable. You also get a limited repair tool, which is also extremely cool in my opinion, because that was like not the biggest of issues really, but it was an issue where your car broke, you can't repair it, so what do? You have to wait for someone to come and repair your car for you to drive it again. So it is very nice that they're just giving a small little limited repair tool. And that is all the items that we are aware of. There might be like more things that will be in the packs. But as far as we know, those are the items that were linked. So what do you guys think about the new packs? I think it's gonna be very interesting to see, honestly. To see like how the early game will be affected by this. I think it's gonna be much easier for people to like just regularly understand the game and not be confused by the packs. That helps a lot, I think, to keep people in the game. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know what you think about the video. And you can find me over on twitch.tv/sevnerd, where I usually stream. So yeah, thank you for watching, and peace.